Our real cold open is just singing a bunch of Christmas carols.
I am not singing Christmas carols.
Why? You got a problem with Christmas carols?
No, I love Christmas carols, actually.
Not enough to sing them, apparently. Kind of hurts. It's going to be like a bonding thing, but, you know, it's fine.
Which Christmas carol would you like to sing?
Fuck, well, I didn't expect it to go this far.
I would do it for you.
All right, fuck. Is that, yeah, Jingle Bells. How does that start? That's the one where they're like singing about like a sled, right?
Oh my god. It's
Sleigh bells?
Jingle bells, jingle all
What about the
way.
dashing through the snow?
Dashing through the snow and
On horse open sleigh,
over the fields we go,
laughing all the way. Ha ha ha! You're welcome.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was beautiful. I'm filled with the Christmas spirit again.
Not to date when we're recording this, but happy second night of Hanukkah.
Is that, wait, really?
Mm-hmm.
I thought there were more days of Hanukkah.
Well, tonight is the second night of
I
Hanukkah.
thought there was like a bunch more days though.
There's more, but tonight specifically.
How many days of Hanukkah are there?
There's 8.
Oh, I thought there was like 10.
No.
I'm a fake Hanukkah fan. I can no longer add Hanukkah enthusiast to my resume.
This is getting cut too. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Cynical Cinephiles podcast.
This one.
I am your host, Caitlin.
And the other one here, who also has
Caleb.
a name? Caleb. Wow.
You get it because it's double alliteration. Cynical Cinephiles.
Oh,
Caitlin,
yes.
Caleb.
I recall
that was
saying
intentional
that.
from the very
That
beginning.
was always the goal
That was
here.
always the
That's
plan.
the only reason we talk to each other is because our names sync up.
Exactly.
The
Could
syllables.
you imagine if my name started with a K? We just wouldn't be friends.
Oh, no, yeah. That's a deal breaker, actually.
Actually, though.
I don't talk to people who have K's at the beginning of their name.
Sorry, Chris.
No, she has a C.
Is it really?
Yeah.
What's her like stage or her
Oh, that's Kalimah. Yeah.
That's a K.
But that's not her real name.
Okay, all right. Sorry, Carissa.
Stan
I love you so
Kalimah,
much.
your music is great.
Literally, though.
Stream her new album,
my God, it's
Chess.
so good.
It's really good.
And we know her.
We do.
And that feels like we shouldn't. Like, it feels like that's
No,
like
she's a fucking
celebrity.
amazing artist.
Yeah.
There's too many times I just will like send her a bunch of videos of just me gushing over her music.
I met her one time, and that one interaction, that one night that I spent talking to her,
Yeah.
I am obsessed.
As
Like,
you should
I've
be.
never met someone and so intensely and immediately been like, we need to be best friends.
The Carissa effect.
Literally though, like, it was awesome.
Honestly, we stand.
We stand.
One of the few times I will actually promote something that other people do.
It's
Yeah,
Carissa.
Kalimah's Chess album.
Mm-hmm.
Peak. But speaking, not really. But I mean, the movie is what I'm. Segues. Movie. What's the movie, Caitlin?
We're watching Falling for Christmas because I got the pick 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah.
Falling for Christmas stars Lindsey Lohan, and I feel like you should give
Yeah.
us a synopsis.
Oh God. Okay. So, imagine someone who's disgustingly rich and surrounded by people.
Me.
Who are, hopefully not. But yeah, surrounded by other disgustingly rich people, and then Christmas stuff happens, and she loses memories and joins up with another person who is not disgustingly rich, and he teaches her amnesia self, hey, learn to make your bed. And then she does. And then she gets her memories back, and she's like, wow, I can make my bed. Okay, that's the movie. So I think that's pretty much. I don't think I'm missing any
Okay.
details.
So before we like really get into it, right? Get into the
Yeah.
nitty gritty details.
Yeah.
I want to kind of explain why I picked this movie.
Sure.
Please. Because I feel like I need to explain myself.
You do.
So I understand that we're like cinephiles, and that's like kind of the brand. Well, at least you are.
Today is Cynical Day, actually. Today is not the Cinephile Day.
No, so like
Just the
cinephile,
Yeah.
we're supposed to be cinephiles.
Yeah.
And so I feel like a lot of people will see that we picked this movie
Yeah.
and be like, trash. But what I need to say is that there is a difference between a good movie and a Christmas movie. Those are in two separate categories. And I know that it is possible to cross into both.
Yeah.
It is possible to have a good Christmas movie. However, when I am sitting on my little couch wearing my little Christmas pajamas, eating my little Christmas cookies with my little warm hot cocoa, I don't want a cinematic masterpiece. I want a guaranteed happy ending between two people.
I think you can get that in a lot of better movies.
But I don't want to think about what I'm watching. I just want I want the Hallmark Christmas experience.
And see,
And that's what this was.
that's when you should watch maybe an actual Hallmark movie.
Yeah, this was like a knockoff Hallmark movie.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Can we
Yeah.
can we talk about that like one girl from
From what?
that one girl from Full House who has decided to break away from Hallmark and make her own Christmas like entertainment studio
Yeah.
that's exclusively for white heterosexual couples,
Yeah.
Christian couples.
The holiday
then-
spirit.
And then she is so mad that
Yeah.
everyone keeps clowning on her for doing that. It's because Hallmark finally,
Yeah.
in the year of our Lord 2022, released a movie that has a gay couple
Yeah, I
at the
think I
front and
remember seeing
center,
that.
and she was so mad.
Oof.
Oh my god, seeing
Yeah.
two people who just happen to be the same sex fall in love.
That's unacceptable. Santa wouldn't approve of that. But here's the question, Caitlin. Did you watch that movie for Christmas?
I haven't seen it yet, no. I wanted to watch this one because
See-
Lindsay Lohan's in it.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna change up our form today slightly by just right out of the gate, moment one, beginning of the podcast, 1.5 out of 10.
Really?
Yes, I am anti Falling for Christmas. This is my villain arc starting. Today is
Your beginning of your villain arc?
This is my
Is
villain
this
arc.
getting me back for the Weird Al episode?
not even. I went into this not even thinking it was like it just throughout. I just felt death slowly inside.
Really?
My notes for a couple pages resulted in me angrily just scribbling like nothing, just like literal
wanna see.
scribbles because I was just infuriated at what. Here, let me see if I can find it. I was just dying inside through a lot of it. Let me see. Oh yeah, here we go. Where I just start literally just angrily. I just angrily scribble all over. Just because I was like, I can't do
Oh
it.
my
I think
God.
also, let's see, I want to die, I wrote at one point. I can only express my rage through angry scribbles.
Okay,
A lot more screaming.
let me...
Dude, I actually hate this. Why the fuck is Tad still a part of this fucking movie? I wrote that note several different times throughout because he kept reappearing in the movie. Yeah, but...
Oh my god.
But I think it's funny because so before I watched the movie, I was like, getting on Netflix. I'm like, all right, we're going to watch this, whatever. I look at the synopsis and I had one thought upon reading the synopsis that proved to define the entire experience of the movie.
Okay.
And let me just read that just to because I think literally it perfectly described the entire movie to me. And it goes, just read the synopsis and holy shit, I'm already calling that this is going to feel like you asked an AI to write a Hallmark Christmas movie. And I don't know if there's anything that I've ever been more accurate about in my entire life.
Okay, I respectfully and disrespectfully disagree with you. I
Yeah.
loved it.
Ain't no way.
I did.
Ain't no way.
I did though.
Why? It made me not believe in Christmas anymore.
What do you mean?
I think I gave up on the holiday now officially.
What?
I'm just saying how it is.
I think I said something along the lines of the thing about watching a Hallmark movie is that feminism needs to go out the window when you're watching a Hallmark movie. That's not what it's about, right? And so like I could sit here and be really angry at like the depiction of the strong guy with a pickup truck teaching a woman how to be a housewife. But you know what? I'm choosing not to believe in that narrative because it's Christmas.
No, I mean, for sure. I kind of wish you could apply that to UA shit. No, no. But I say that's not even, I'm not even going to lie.
I didn't get what you said.
I don't, that's not even like on the modicum of things that was like at the forefront of why I even disliked it either. I just felt like it had no soul, like at all. What? And it felt like every plot point was just like the worst version of that plot point.
The worst part of the plot for me, right, was the fight that they have towards the end, where he was like, it was the shortest fight anyone has ever fought in their entire life. The actual fight lasted like 4 lines.
Yeah.
But he ends up he's like
Is that the one with the washing machine?
No.
Or no, that was a different one.
It's the one where she tries to convince him to host the party to try to save the town.
Right, yeah.
And he's like, no. And then he's like, why don't you just go forget about me or whatever?
Damn,
and I was like,
bro.
Ice cold. She lost her memory, bro. Like she literally has amnesia, but okay, pop off, pussy pop queen.
Yeah. See, that's how I felt with every plot. Their whole thing over like occurs over like fucking like 4 days or some shit.
Yeah, and they fall in love.
And like way too fast though. Like it's like because all of these things, it's like, oh, the daughter, of course, she's like within the like 30 seconds of Lindsay Lohan's character meeting the daughters are like, by the way, mom's dead. That's crazy. Remember, here's these things. She's like checking off the list of like the things you have to say to like, oh, but yeah, my dad, he's single because our mom died. And that's very sad. And this is literally within like the first like 20 seconds of their conversation.
Also, can we talk about the grandma, how she's like literally the dead woman's mom, and she's like, but what if you went and got this coochie though?
It's like, shit, dude.
Like ready to throw out her dead daughter in order to introduce Lindsay Lohan.
They know what they need. They know it's what the Christmas movie plot demands. There's no room for thought, for pondering, for evaluating past relationships and current ones. It's all about filling that Christmas void in your life with is the shortest amount of what? No.
I cried.
When? When did it get even close to pulling a fucking heartstring?
I cried when they were talking about how he like has done so much for the town, and so they all come over for the party, and he's like about to ask them for money. And then they all come forward and they're like, this is for this, this is for this, this is for this.
No way.
Yeah, I cried.
No.
You want to know what movie I also cry every single time I watch?
What?
Bolt the Super Dog.
I can respect that. That has a soul. There's a soul in that movie.
I think there's a soul in this movie.
There really isn't, because even that scene of them just giving the checks, it's just like so fucking. It's like, oh yeah, no, because at least it all finally paid off now, because that's how things go, you know. Who needs the government or like society to help you out when you can just have other people give you all the money?
But the government did help him out.
Did they?
Yeah, because they made it a historical landmark.
Well, that was someone else going through all the work like for him. And then again, it's just all of this just feels like a way to kind of be like, okay, now everything's working out.
Christmas
we didn't even
spirit.
really in the movie get that much of a sense of him being like that big of a landmark to the people. Like he's just like, he's written as like the most, he's like, oh, he's so perfect. He does all these things and that's about it. That's like all the extent of everything. And then it all culminates there. And it's like, oh, isn't
I
this...
have a book I think you should read.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's called Book Lovers by Emily Henry. And me saying that is going to spark 2 very different type of people in our comments who watch this. One of them is going to be like, oh my God, Emily Henry, I love her. The other one is like, do not read that absolute fucking garbage. Okay? No. So just know that. But essentially the plot of like Book Lovers, it's not specifically like Christmas themed, but it's a playing into all these tropes, like these typical rom-com Christmas tropes.
Yeah.
But in a funny way where it's kind of like it's very like self-aware of the tropes that it's playing into.
Yeah.
And I think you should read it. It's really good.
I will then, probably. Do you have a copy of it?
On the Kindle, I'll buy one. It's just so you can read it.
Buy a physical one and I'll borrow it from you 100%. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah. Wow, Jake is such a good person with like a dead inside face that I drew. Isn't it great when individual people have to give out money because capitalism can't? Because this is totally how the world works. I'm going to stop watching movies because of this. And then also, wow, she can make a bed. What growth? Because that's also her character development at the end, is she can make a bed after that scene. Yeah.
And she made her own pancakes. And not only that, but she made pancakes for the staff.
Yeah.
That still work for her.
Great.
I liked Tad at the end actually being gay.
Okay, I will say it's really funny actually, because because I did end up giving it a 1.5 because I think there was a few half decent jokes at the end that kind of softened the blow of the worst Christmas movie I've ever seen. I was gonna give it a 1.
Oh.
I don't go lower than a 1. I don't really think. But I did get the 0.5. It softened the blow a little bit, and one of that was with Tad, which is funny because throughout the movie he went from like the worst to the best part, kind of, because throughout the first half of the movie, every time he has like a scene or anything, I'm just like, why the fuck are you wait, why do we keep cutting back to you? What are you like? It would just keep cutting back to him.
I love Ralph.
Ralph is
the guy who Tad in the middle of the movie went and
the ice fisher.
Yeah.
Okay,
I loved him.
Yeah, he was alright.
Toby thought that him and Tad were gonna hook up.
I can't say I got that vibe.
You should have.
But I mean, I liked it with the dude at the end. I can't even remember his name. The attendant guy, and then he and Tad. And that was a good bit, because by the end at least I was just like, I had hated Tad for so long and hated that they kept going over to his story, that by the end I felt like I got a little bond with him, where I'm just like, you're so stupid that I kind of like you again. It like flipped. It's like the pendulum of distaste towards like ironic liking. Like I liked him ironically kind of by the end, and then I thought the little, I don't know, the whole bit there was kind of funny. Oh yeah, also. The ending, though, as well. I remember just being also just entirely baffled at how it was even possible to come up with something as cliche as it's like they hit every single possible trope to a point that I was actually like in surprise that they were able to keep going with it. Like she has to make a flight, and then the daughter's like, hey, you're in love with her and you need to tell her that. You've known her for 4 days, but this is a lifelong thing here. And it's like all the different things colliding all at the end.
One thing that I think is interesting is that they didn't end it with a proposal. They ended it with just the possibility of them falling in love.
I mean, true. That would have been even worse. I can concur that.
So here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm going to say. I just want to defend it so bad. Oh my God. I will say one thing that it really icked me out, right? Was the depiction of Tad as an influencer. And it was just very like Gen X, how they depicted him as an influencer.
Oh yeah, like him as like, oh sorry, my analytics are going down, I have to make a post to do that. I'm like, I don't think that's how Instagram influencers exactly work. You're not like making certain points of the...
I'm sure there's some.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure there's some people who like are that insufferable. But
no, the whole beginning of the movie to her, she's like, no, I want to be an influencer. That's what my dad won't let me. And then I think, let me see, where is it? Oh yeah, don't you hate when you have to choose between a fake job that pays you millions of dollars and being an influencer?
So relatable.
So relatable. Like, it's just like, that's the conflict she has in her life in the beginning. It's just like, wow, my dad made up a job where I can sit on my ass and do nothing and make millions of dollars, or I can be an influencer.
I also loved how much like they kept talking about how like poor like Jake is, and how they like they were like gonna have to sell everything because whatever,
Yeah.
and it was like literally the nicest like lodge I have ever seen in my entire life. I was like,
this is
maybe
the poor
if
lodge.
if you didn't like spend all of your money at fucking Home Goods to decorate, you would have more money to actually run your lodge.
So you just didn't financially
it was like a 12-foot Christmas tree inside. They had a fucking horse. Like, do you know how expensive horses are to maintain?
Yeah.
And it wasn't like a dusty, crusty, musty old horse. It was a nice,
well groomed.
It was like,
yeah.
It was a member of the family. The only thing that would have made this movie more cliche, and this isn't a detriment. I love it. I gobble that shit up like fucking ham on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Because I don't like turkey. I fucking gobble that shit up like stuffing on Thanksgiving. Okay. The only thing that would have made it more cliche is if there was a golden retriever. If Jake had a golden retriever,
he could have fucked with the golden retriever. Let's be real. I think he would have made it work.
It would have added to his vibe a lot.
Honestly, I would have maybe liked him.
I love that in every single Christmas movie, like without fail, Santa's there.
No,
but,
okay,
like, Santa's always like
some dude.
He's just like some guy. And my favorite part about him is he like kept showing up as like different aspects of the movie, and like Jake never recognized him.
No, he's just like some guy. I was just like, the first time I saw him, I'm like, I see the white, and I'm like, oh, don't tell me this bearded motherfucker is gonna be Santa. And then I was like, okay, no, it looks like he is. But then he just was there.
Yeah,
it's just and again, that's another one of those things where I'm just like, I actually like had to double check at a certain point that I like it really wasn't written by AI because I feel like if an AI was writing these, it would like have a little thing where it's like, oh, and we have to include a Santa Claus like character somewhere in there as a random role. Like that seems exactly, if you asked an AI to write a Hallmark movie, they for sure would include Santa as like a background character.
Well, here's the thing: is they all do. Because it's the thing is like you can hate on it as much as you want, but this is the quintessential.
See, but I just think because I've seen a decent amount of like stupid fucking Hallmark movies, and I'm not gonna say those are good because I don't think they are either. But they're like watchable. I felt like
this was watchable.
If we weren't watching this for the podcast, I think I would have turned it off like 15 minutes in. Just because of how insufferable it was.
That's how I feel about The Lighthouse.
Hey, you gave that an 8. So,
yeah, because I finished watching it. I'm not saying they're on the same tier. I'm just saying that my little pea brain.
I mean, fair.
I was entertained, and that is half of what I look for.
I just don't see what was like the comedy was not funny. The characters were all pretty awful.
All super relatable. These two, this is also having to choose between my Gucci and my Louis Vuitton for my day walk is also a relatable problem that I have. What if I go outside and I accidentally get mud on my Prada shoes?
Then, I suppose that's fair. I'm not going to go out and say that you're a compelling character, though, Caitlin. So I don't think that's
one thing about me you can't say is that I'm not compelling.
Maybe as a person. As a character, I don't know. It's kind of...
I'm going to write my own like novel, and I'm going to self-insert myself as the protagonist. Like Stephanie Meyer did with Twilight. Although, interesting tidbit, I didn't just learn, but I feel like you need to know.
Yeah.
So we all know that Stephanie Meyer self-inserted herself. She is Bella Swan. She wrote Bella as herself. It's like kind of creepy. However, did you know that Stephanie Meyer's real life brother is named Jacob?
Nope. Nope. I'm out. Yeah, no, I don't want. I ain't gonna engage with that thought. That's weird.
It's true though. That's like actually a fact.
Yeah.
Imagine Christmas is at their house. At the I don't know what her maiden name is, but the Meyer Christmas. White Elephant gift. Stephanie Meyer brought her complete series. Stephanie Meyer brought New Moon. 5 Christmases in a row.
Well, at least she wanted her brother to end up with a child.
Baby.
So,
Look,
She wanted a happy ending for him, ending up with a 2-month-old
Oh
being.
my god.
Stresses and I
me
guess
out.
the self-insert thing kind of passed on to 50 Shades of Grey as well, since that was a Twilight fan fiction in which that author also inserted herself as the not Bella Swan, but whatever the fuck the name of her character is. Anastasia, that is her name. I remember these things.
I've never read 50 Shades.
I
really want
watched
to.
the movie. I've not actually read it now that I think about it.
I really want to. My dad listens to the podcast, so maybe I shouldn't say this, but like, I really want to read 50 Shades, but the issue is I read so much,
erotica.
Essentially, yeah. That I'm afraid that 50 Shades is going to be tame.
Too
50,
little.
50 Shades is like so taboo now. Like whenever someone says they're reading it, it's like, oh, you're reading the porn book. But like yeah, like still to this day, I feel a little weird. Like
I feel like it got less taboo, really.
I'm gonna put it on my Goodreads. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, I just read like Ice Planet Barbarians, and like now I'm afraid that like it's gonna be tame.
I mean,
I read Electric Gods.
Yeah, it'll just be problematic more than anything. Goofy. I've seen
things.
Yeah. I've read passages from the book, and that dissuaded me from.
They're not good.
Yeah, they're real bad. I was like, wow, the movie's already not good. And yet somehow the book seems not good. Not good. Even less not good.
So yeah, no, Toby and I watched it together. We both cried watching
50 Shades of Grey?
No.
Oh, I was gonna say you're emotionally invested. Christian Grey, man. Also, I cannot believe you fucking cried at this movie.
I did.
That's just.
Why can't you believe that?
Because there's nothing there. There's nothing. There's nothing. There's
I cried.
Nothing.
I sobbed yesterday. I actually sobbed. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because my internal plan went wrong. We weren't following my internal plan that I didn't tell anyone about.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I was already crying because of that. I'm starting new meds. Don't worry about me. Anyways, and then Toby was like, hey, we get to go and see my mom's dog, Lil Texas. And his name isn't Little Texas, but that's what we call him. And I actually started sobbing. Sobbing. Because I was so excited to go see Little Texas.
Yeah.
Little Texas. And,
Little Texas.
And I started sobbing. So,
yeah.
You should not be surprised that I cried watching this movie. I will cry at the drop of a dime.
See, I guess probably less than you. I'm very easy to bring to tears when watching something. But I guess two things. One, usually that'll be in the theater setting. Like if I am in a theater.
So what you're saying is we should have seen this movie in theaters.
I mean, I probably would, unironically, I probably would have slightly more enjoyed it. Not much. I highly doubt it would be that much, but at least a little. Because, yeah, you can give me a shit movie in theaters and I will probably feel emotions. And I'll be like, oh my God, I'm a new man. But I don't know. It's just, it didn't feel, it really just felt so bare bones. I don't know. The daughter and the dad and all of their characters felt like caricatures of those characters in other Hallmark movies, which are already shallow themselves. So it was a shallower version of an already shallow, structure, format, whatever the fuck. And I just felt like they were going through the motions with, it didn't feel like they even cared about what they're just so we have to check off the dead mom list and they check off the falling in love bit and then, check off the flow, whatever. And then the comedy wasn't really ever funny until a couple bits at the end. And I just felt even though to some degree they were kind of being wow, it's not good that she has this spoiled life. They also still weren't really not glamorizing her wealth exactly. It was still kind of oh, look how good her life is. And it's not like her father is ever really demonized for how wealthy he is, or even Tad gets off at the end getting his happy ending. And even she at the end is still fucking enormously wealthy. It's just that now she can make a bed and make eggs without throwing them. So I'm just fuck, man. I don't know. Also, I found it hilarious because Lindsay Lohan, I was reading an interview with her just a little bit earlier today, actually. She was talking about this movie, and she was like, no, I think this movie is actually really important because it's a Christmas romantic comedy, and we don't have enough of those in the modern era, and I think this is going to bring something that people just don't really see enough of anymore. It's been too long since we've had a good Christmas romantic comedy, and I was like, did you read the script? Do you know what you were in? Are you sure? I don't know. You know what you read you like saw it, right?
Feels like a movie.
It doesn't though. It really doesn't.
I don't understand. Okay, here's what I think we should do.
Yeah.
I think we should talk about what makes a quintessential Hallmark script.
Okay. See, I think I think one of the most crucial things is you need to have some amount of change. Christmas is a time of change because it's right before New Year's, you know. Got to get those New Year's resolutions popped off. No, I think all good Hallmark scripts rely on like change and a character changing. Well, you know, a businesswoman goes to less business or vice versa. I don't know. This movie didn't really do that. You know, their change was not that much. But I think a change in a character is an important thing. Usually it is going to be romance involved. You run in with another character, they change your values in some way, in such a fundamental way that you guys kind of find each other and you become drastically like changed people with changed circumstances and changed views.
I think you're expecting too much out of Christmas movies.
No, because I think normal Hallmark movies can accomplish that more effectively because at least they like dedicate themselves to it. Like they care about trying to, even though it's not like not getting deep with it for the record. Like it's obviously still very surface level, but at least that's like they commit, you know?
Okay, so here's what I think makes a quintessential Hallmark movie. All right.
Yeah.
Opening scene.
Mm-hmm.
You have someone who lives in the big city. They make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
They, for some reason, need to go to a farm town. All right?
Yeah.
I don't know why they need to go, but they need to go. Okay?
Yeah.
They go there.
For some reason.
They're in the farm town, the most hot but mediocre white man you've ever seen. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, really hot for how mediocre he is.
Truly,
okay?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
She needs to not think anything of him at first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? She needs to think, right?
Just some dude.
He's just some dude. He's like kind of a nuisance. She doesn't think he's charming. Then she needs to find out he has a sensitive side. Right? And then thus begins the tales of her learning how to take care of cows, sheep, stack hay bales, just really surface level farming. Okay?
Yeah.
Once they've done that, they will start to fall in love, and she will realize that she doesn't want what she has back in the big city because the rural fucking
down red state
North Dakota has everything she could ever want. But intermixed in there, his business or his family's business, bonus points if it's his mom's business, is failing. And so she needs to figure out a way.
Regulation.
Thanks, Obama. She needs to find a way to help him save his business so that Christmas, right?
Yeah, of course.
Christmas. And then they fall in love. And she moves away from the big city to live with him, to be his good little housewife. This is why I say feminism leaves when we're watching Christmas.
So I think you can. There's a lot. Yeah.
Sorry, there's something about the Christmas setting that makes the feminism leave my body. I don't know what it is. I cannot explain it. If you gave me that exact plot story any other time of the year, I would say you were bullshit, batshit crazy. I would say that this is the worst movie I've ever seen. You put some fucking twinkly lights on a tree.
Yeah.
Gobble that shit up.
See, I do think as well though that the format can work with the genders flipped as well.
It can.
I think because I've seen some Hallmark that's
But
like
when
the
they do
exact
that-
same thing but with it flipped.
When they do that and it's like the woman who's like the farmhand, that's like feminism at its peak. Like that's like what like early feminists have been fighting for. You know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, that's the trenches of the movement right there. You also didn't include in your thing. You have to have the iconic going out to buy a tree scene. I feel like I love that scene every time. They're like, we have to go buy our Christmas tree
Because she's only ever had plastic ones if she decorates at all.
Literally though, that's quite literally exactly it. You gotta get this is the real Christmas tree right
Bonus points if he has a daughter. Bonus points if that mother died
Died?
tragically.
Literally though, it do be the kind of I think if you can commit to it, then it works. I think
this committed enough to me.
I don't think it did.
I think it was cute. I value and I respect your opinion and I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And to a certain extent, I agree with you. All right.
Yeah.
But my brain liked the flashing colors. And the good vibes.
Yeah. What good vibes?
Tad and Ralph having a secret love affair while being lost in the woods.
I mean, fair. Those were.
I love it.
They were acceptable vibes.
Obsessed.
I'm trying to remember a certain Christmas movie because I was gonna bring it up as like that's a peak movie, but that I can't actually remember the name. But it was like some guy. He's like Santa Claus, and he like. Doesn't look like Santa Claus. He just has no beard and his black hair. He's just some dude, and then he gets stuck in a town, and then he's like trying to do stuff as Santa, and then he falls in love with some girl, and then it's like, damn.
I've literally never.
I'm gonna look this up. I know it's a movie. I'll watch. I'm gonna find. They made a sequel. Oh, it's got the one girl in it.
Oh my god, her.
Yeah, her.
I love
She's
her.
from How I Met Your Mother. Not a main character. She plays Victoria on How I Met Your Mother. Her name is Ashley Williams. All right, now we're going to look at her filmography. We're going to find this movie. This is a journey right here. Okay, it was a television movie. Oh, Snow! That's what it was called. You ever seen Snow?
Obviously not.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god, it stars Tom Cavanaugh. I didn't even remember that actually.
Tom Cavanaugh?
Do you know who...
No.
Oh, he's from... Well, you've seen The Flash, right? Well, yeah, I thought you had seen The Flash. Really? Oh.
I watched Arrow for like 2 seasons.
Oh, okay, but not The Flash. Okay, well, on The Flash, he plays Reverse Flash. No, yeah.
Backwards Flash?
Yeah, this is really funny, actually, that I didn't remember it was Tom Cavanaugh, because he's a great actor, but I forgot that he was actually the star. No, yeah, he's Nick Snowden, and he's the son of Santa. And then he's
Snowden.
Nick Snowden.
Snowed in.
Yeah. He was snowed. I think he actually gets snowed in too at a certain point. No, he gets stuck in like California or something, and then he falls in love with a zookeeper girl.
That's love it.
Yeah, and then he just is
10
like
out of 10
chilling
zookeeper
there.
Girl.
Yeah, it's
so here's the
wholesome.
thing.
It's peak.
There's
And
another-
someone's trying to hunt him and kill him throughout the movie as well.
Period.
Yeah, just a random subplot.
Period.
Iconic.
Here's the thing though, is there's like another brand of like Christmas movie that I can't stand. I love a romantic comedy Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Love it.
Iconic.
Yeah. The brand of Christmas movie that I really don't like watching. I'll watch them, but I don't love it. Is the Christmas is going to die because people don't have enough Christmas spirit.
I thought you liked Elf.
Yeah, I
was gonna say that's like
irony.
the worst example.
I love the irony there.
Yeah.
Elf is the exception, not the rule. Elf is my favorite Christmas movie of all time. I know you hate it. I get why you hate it.
I don't actually hate it. I think it's a good movie. For the record.
Okay.
I always have to say this because I complain about it, but I know it's good.
I love Elf. I understand, given your history with Elf, your
My
dark-seated
religious
past,
trauma.
why you turn your nose up to that movie.
Yeah.
It's my favorite Christmas movie. I love it so much.
Yeah.
But every other version of that, can't stand it.
Damn.
Tim Allen's Santa Claus movies.
That movie doesn't do that though. The new show does, but
I hate
the movie didn't.
I don't know what Tim Allen's Santa Claus movie is actually about.
Oh, have you not seen it?
I've seen it.
Oh, okay. I don't think they hold up very well, like as an adult, but as a kid, I was like, that was my go-to. I was like,
Really?
1, great. I still think 1's pretty good. 2, realistically is pretty shit. I think I liked it a lot because there's a huge time skip, and it's like the little kid from the first movie is like now an edgy teenager who like graffitis things, and you're like, oh, but he was the most wholesome kid. And I was like always like so like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And then the third one had Martin Short.
Oh, I love Martin Short.
Yeah, that was the only reason that I like that. That movie also
didn't he
weird,
play
but...
like Jack Frost?
He did, yeah. And he like, see, I think the good thing with the Santa Claus movies is they build atmosphere, right? Because it's like the first one, he accidentally kills Santa Claus, and then he reads the Santa Claus and like the legal clause, and that's how he becomes Santa Claus. And it's like all that stuff. Then the second one is the Mrs.
And then
Claus.
he's also like a bad dad who's like losing custody of his daughter.
Yeah.
Fucked
His
up.
son.
His son,
Yeah.
whatever.
He doesn't get a daughter till the new show, which I've been watching. But
have you been? Oh my God, Caleb!
I'm watching it with my family. All right,
okay,
it's a whole. It's really bad. It's not good. It's really bad. But...
I love every iteration of the Grinch. Every single Grinch movie.
No, yeah, I mean,
obsessed.
Wait, well, I wouldn't say the new one, the Illumination one. I haven't seen it, but I will not ever see it.
It's good.
Illumination.
Yeah,
I rest my case.
They brought us such instant classics as Despicable Me,
Minions.
Despicable Me 2, Despicable Me 3, and the Minions movie. What else could you want?
The Secret Life of Pets.
That's a good movie. Have you seen it?
No. Well, I have seen some, and then I stopped because it was no. Illumination is like my
That's
nemesis.
the one that has like Benedict Cumberbatch as
It has like 1 million celebrities. That's the Illumination method. They can just that's another one of those like AI companies, man.
Who made the Emoji movie?
That was a Sony. That was
Sony
before their
needs to be
comeback story.
stopped.
Well, after that they made Spider-Verse, so I can forgive them.
All right.
They had a comeback story of the fucking millennia. I don't know how you go from Emoji movie to Spider-Verse.
I don't know.
They did it. It was, yeah.
But the one with Benedict Cumberbatch, super cute. Loved it.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey's Grinch,
I think.
peak.
See, I never loved it as much as a lot of other people, just because I felt like it was.
It's like a cult classic Christmas movie.
Yeah, I think I haven't rewatched it in full for a long time, but I've rewatched a lot of like sequences and clips from it, and I do enjoy them thoroughly. So I bet if I actually fully rewatched it now, I'd really like it. I think as a kid, the reason I was a little less into it is just because it played a little more into like kind of gross out humor sometimes, where it was just like, I mean, which makes sense because a live action Grinch, you would kind of have to for just his existence.
Right.
But I was a very like easily grossed out. I was like, oh, he's nasty. That's
Speaking of movies I've watched recently, I just watched Insidious for the first time.
Weird for Christmas, but peak.
Yeah.
You like it?
No.
Oh.
Here's my issue with all horror movies, right?
Oh no.
Is that I love horror movies, but
Okay.
like my issue with most of them is it's so scary until you hit the climax of the movie.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
all of them are less scary, except for
Hereditary.
For all the issues I have with Hereditary, and I have a lot of issues with it. I'm just kidding. I play up how many issues I have just because it pisses you off. But
hurt me in the soul. That's literally all my friends do that to me with Hereditary.
Oh,
too.
really?
Yeah. It's pain.
For all of like my issues with Hereditary, which are very few in terms of like the actual movie, it is so scary throughout the whole movie.
Fucking
all of it
disturbing.
is so bad.
Yeah.
But like good bad.
Yeah, no, it's like fucking
actually terrifying.
Yeah. See, I think what Hereditary does well is just like it, like the horror until the climax is when it goes into like regular, like not regular, but like horror. But until then, it's more just like dread and like depression, and you're like, this is like fucked up, dude. I'm so traumatized.
I think another thing
now.
that they really do well is that like I feel like with most horror movies, they show the primary antagonist, and then once you actually take a look at the primary antagonist, you're like, okay, and like it's suddenly not scary. Like with Insidious, you finally see the demon with the face and the claw and the hooves and whatever, and it's no longer scary because you're like, okay, this is kind of just goofy now.
You're like, oh, cool.
But like with Hereditary, you never see the primary antagonist.
Yeah.
You only see the possessions and stuff, and then even It's so good.
Yeah, no, it's phenomenal horror.
It's really good.
Peak. This is the Caitlyn Hereditary redemption arc. She's finally admitting it's peak, guys. This is it.
Okay.
Let's go.
It's good. It's really good. When we have
Keep
our
that
Hereditary,
on record. Keep that on fucking
when
record.
we have our Hereditary special, which we
Yeah.
will do,
we're
going to do it for like our
Halloween.
Okay. I was gonna say just like our
100th and Halloween.
Yeah.
It'll be the same time. We'll time it.
Okay. We'll try.
Somehow. We'll get there.
We like the podcast takes like a month off.
Yeah,
just so it perfectly lines up.
We'll skip to 101 and then go back to 100 for Halloween. I'm determined.
We'll talk. My issues lie with the story, but that's not what this podcast is about today. Today it is about falling for Christmas. We haven't even actually explained the plot of the movie. We haven't.
That was the plot. There's no other plot.
She gets amnesia from falling off a mountain, bro.
Yes, the amnesia plot. You've seen it. You heard it. You know it.
What if I just like started crying right now? I'm like, Caleb didn't like my movie.
Hey, that's not my fault.
We drank wine and we ate some hard candies and we put on face masks while watching the movie.
That's nice. Do you eat cookies?
No.
Oh, I didn't eat cookies either. I was just sleep deprived.
I'll make you cookies.
I like cookies.
I'm good at baking.
I'm not.
Oh, okay. My real question is, what do you think of the princess switch with Vanessa Hudgens?
Vanessa Hudgens. I've not fully watched that either, actually. I've seen videos recapping it, and it is fine. It looks like the sequels make it way worse.
Those sequels are awful.
See,
they're so bad.
That's the thing with that movie is all my memories of like the parts I've seen mixed with the parts I've seen of the sequels, so it's all kind of like one mishmash.
We just gotta watch the original. It's
Next
so
Christmas.
Good. It's so good.
Next Christmas, we'll watch The Princess Switch and Polar Express and other ones. This year, we watched one movie. It was this one. And I regret it. Okay. Sorry, I had to get a little... That was my festivities.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love your little Santa costume.
Thank you,
little Santa cosplay.
Exactly. I was going to have the hat, but I think I left it in the car yesterday, and it's gone now, so my hat's... missing in action, MIA. Yeah.
Period.
Let's skip to quote of the movie now, though.
Do you have any quotes written down?
Do
you have a single one written
Well,
down?
I do have a few, but they're not like quotes that I wrote down for quote of the movie. I think they're usually quotes that I was like writing it down to like complain about it. Like, and it will prove to your father you could have a career as an influencer too. Top 10 worst sentences I've ever endured. I don't know. I have like one, I think. I do have one. Okay. I thought, okay, the only one that I actually submit is just, she's never been arrested or possibly ever even employed. I thought that was kind of funny.
That one is good.
Yeah.
Mine is from the worst forced fight you ever heard in your entire life.
All right.
What do you even know about memories? You can't even remember your name.
That's pretty good. Honestly, yeah, that is actually a really good one. I won't lie.
And I think that's the only quote I wrote down because the rest of this movie is so unquotable.
It's really, yeah. Really I was searching. I was trying, but I did not have much. Yeah, let's go with that one then. Okay. Officially, quote of the movie. Read it out again because I already forgot the actual wording. I don't want to fuck up the wording, you know?
Well, I can't promise I wrote it down verbatim either.
It better be exactly word for word.
What do you know about memories? You can't even remember your name. In the worst acting, worst like fake fight you ever did see.
And what do you know about memories? I mean, you can't even remember your name.
The other thing is the acting in this movie was awful. It was god awful.
Pretty, yeah. Lindsey Lohan was like all right, and then everyone else was
real bad. Real bad. Have you seen that guy who like pretends to do Christmas Hallmark movies on his like TikTok?
No, I don't think so. Unless you've sent it to me, but I don't think you have.
It's the same level of acting. It's like
Makes
he
sense.
does a better job.
It's actually above their normal. Yeah, it's
so
just
good.
yeah.
Okay. So we already know, but I'm going to ask you again, Caleb, what do you rate this movie?
1.5 out of 10. It has not changed.
I am going to rate it a 5.
All right, so that equals out to a, let's see, 2, 4.5, 2.5, 4, 3, 3.5, 3.25 out of 10. Final score. Yep, that's a score of many colors.
Is that our lowest score thus
Yeah,
far?
definitely. Only barely topped by you.
To be fair
Yeah,
to my previous self,
yeah,
UHF is better than this movie.
that's good.
And that should be substantially higher. But unfortunately, we are only on a 10-point system.
The tragedies.
If we were like on a 100-point system, there would be at least a 20.
They given like B minuses, C pluses, F pluses.
See, I give this movie a solid C.
I give this. Well, you know what I give this movie. I don't even need an F
See,
minus.
and I would
S.
give UHF a C plus.
That still hurts. That they're even in the same grade, but you know it's fine. I'll live forever. Every day I keep trucking.
All around me are familiar faces. Okay, Caleb, what are we watching next week? I'm almost scared.
Yes, because I had to think about that for a second. I straight up forgot. No, I actually did have one. Because, so this is going to be, I believe, today's episode is the last one of 2022. We're ringing in 2023 now with next episode. It's going to be the first one of the new year. It is. I believe so. Because 2 weeks and, weeks and 2 days. And then, yeah,
Okay.
that's correct. And more specifically, I am very, very, very fucking close to releasing on my own personal YouTube channel.
Oh my god, are we watching fucking anime?
No. I'm working. I've been working on this video on Bo Burnham's Inside and Inside Out takes and all this for like the entire fucking year, right? It's literally the fucking tiny. So I want to connect to something related there, just because I think it'd be fun. It'd be in theme, all that jazz. And as such, my pick for our next movie is Bo Burnham's 8th grade film. Yep.
I fucking knew it.
We love to see it. I've been watching nonstop like interviews about the movie so I can pull clips from them and stuff as the final touches on this big old fucking hour-long thing I've been doing. So I've watched tons of that. I've of course watched huge parts of the movie over and over again. There's a lot of thematic juice to discuss there, and it's also a great movie that I've been wanting to watch with you for a long time. So we're finally getting to that. That'll be the other Bo Burnham thing. We're getting that done, starting New Year off swell and stuff, and also perfectly linking into my own video for double cross promo. So that's the way that we do the things.
I'm really excited to watch this movie. You've been talking it up for a long time, and I'm very excited.
Really good.
I'm excited to talk about Bo Burnham's marketing strategy that we've talked a lot about, and also I just love him.
Yeah, and we just the portrayal of an eighth grade girl's like experience, and how the internet and social media and like this weird perception of ourselves all kind of play into that. As someone who, there's one thing for older people who kind of, the internet didn't always exist, and then for especially like young girls nowadays who like grew up with like Snapchat from like day one, how does that affect your own view of yourself when you tap your face and it like fixes all your facial features to be like slightly better than they normally are? How does that create body dysmorphia? All these different things. I think the film handles a lot of these really, really well, and it kind of takes a look at some of just the insanity of the current internet hellscape and how that collides with the middle school experience, especially from like a young girl's perspective. And I think it's just very, very, very well done. I'm very excited to actually give it a full rewatch with you.
Sweet.
It's gonna be good. So that's what we're watching, and farewells and stuff.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Enjoy.
Hope you watch something slightly better than this, even though I loved it.
Watch the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special. That's peak, actually. Made me cry a lot, actually. That made me sob, actually.
Are you actually right to my face right now recommending on this podcast something that stars Chris Pratt?
Yes. The only movies I'll ever enjoy Chris Pratt in are the Guardians movies, to be honest.
Fair enough.
And dude, the fucking ending of that, especially I don't think you've seen it yet, right? you should. It's only 40 minutes. Like
Okay.
it's so good, so good. Or watch Violent Night. That's also, I haven't watched it, but I've heard it's pretty good. So that's David Harbour murdering people as Santa. That's fun.
Period.
Yeah. Anyway, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, and other holidays and stuff. So
Happy winter solstice.
yes, Happy 2022. We'll see you in the new year.